Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Take Out the Stigma of Grief. This afternoon, we're going to be talking about 10 ways to remember your loved ones. My name is Nicole Fulmer, and I am the Director of Community Engagement at Delaware Hospice. And this week, we have been sharing information and building awareness about grief and also ways to remember our loved ones and to honor their legacies. So right now, let's get into those 10 ways to remember your loved ones. This is one of the easiest ways that I can think of to honor someone who has passed. Brings me back to wonderful memories of my grandmother in the kitchen making sticky buns and homemade bread. And, making their signature dishes or their drinks and enjoying them. And there is something about the sense of smell that just triggers these memories. And, it just can bring you back to such wonderful times. And particularly this time of year with Thanksgiving being tomorrow and Christmas right around the corner, it's a wonderful time to bring some of these into your family and into your home. The second thing that I wanted to bring up today was about choosing that unique monument. So in the middle here, we have someone who obviously loved flight and aviation. And instead of just a typical gravestone, that this one was chosen. And then the one on the right, a young girl named Shannon Rose. What a beautiful tribute, in her honor. And then the last picture, this is actually a Harley Davidson gas tank. And my late husband's ashes are in here. He loved his Harley Davidson motorcycle. And I just could not put the man in a flowery urn, a flowery vase. So I needed something a little bit more manly. And I couldn't find a Harley Davidson urn. So this was the next best thing. And then my son built a base for it. So, when you're thinking about your loved one, think about what it is that they were interested in, what really made them tick, and see if you can incorporate that into something that will be lasting for generations to come. Number 3, commemorative bricks. There are so many organizations that do something similar to this. Disney, nonprofits, even professional teams have these bricks that you can do and, make your loved one part of the community. It's such a unique and often rather inexpensive way to honor them. Number 4, creating a memorial item. It's very difficult when time comes to clean out someone's closet. But if there are a couple pieces of clothing that, for whatever reason, just spark joy, why not take those and make them into something for yourself, for children or grandchildren? There are some options here. On the left, you could take a shirt and make it into a pillow. In the middle, this is a series of shirts. These were my husband's, and I made them into a quilt for my children. This is my oldest child. My daughter got the Jimmy Buffett t-shirts, and my son, my little guy, got the Harley Davidson, and then our oldest got more of an assortment, if you will. On the right, I absolutely love this. Something Delaware Hospice does that can take fabric from the clothing and make it into a memory bear. This is something that we have wonderful seamstress volunteers who create these. Number 5, a public memorial might be something for your loved one. It could be a bench in a park or at the beach. It could be this beautiful seat with the butterfly wings, or in the case of a younger child, perhaps something that's lasting to bring joy to so many other children with a playground. Number 5, this is a personal favorite of mine, a remembrance tree or an ornament that you can purchase something in honor of a loved one, maybe every year for Christmas. So where you're not buying them a gift, it could be an ornament that you will have each and every year. And then another option here, this beautiful globe that someone took a photo of and then made it into a lasting ornament that lights up. And it can be something related to their birthday or the anniversary or angelversary, as we call it in my family, of the day that they got their angel wings. Moving on to number 7, You can actually leave a spot for your family member at the table. At the holidays, this is particularly important. I've also seen at weddings sometimes if there is a seat that can be left open for someone who, wasn't able to be there in person, but who definitely is still there in spirit. Number 8, creating a living memorial. This was something new in my research. Um, the one on the left I have heard of, planting a tree. It's something that you and children or grandchildren can pick out and then plant together, either in your backyard, or this can also be done in the national forests. And it's something interesting that you can come back to and see grow throughout the year and blossom. Now, two other things that I wasn't as familiar with is if your loved one has been cremated, you can actually take their ashes and it can be mixed into ink for a tattoo. So you can actually have your loved one with you always, or it can be made part of a coral reef. I've even heard them being made into diamonds and also actually put in outer space. So there are many different things that can be done nowadays. In Victorian times, I remember hearing that hair from the deceased loved one could actually be made into jewelry as well. So over the ages, many, many things have been done to honor your loved one. Number 9, this is about creating a legacy. So often we read in obituaries that in lieu of flowers, that the money could be used and donated to a cause particularly close to that person. Or, for example, if they died of a heart attack, perhaps a donation to the American Heart Association. And in this case of the picture on the left, this could be for a scholarship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for a scholarship for someone going to college at a young age. It could actually be for someone who went back to college maybe in their 60s, 70s, even 80s or 90s. And you can specify that with the scholarship to say that the scholarship is specifically for someone who has at least 30 years of experience. And finally, number 10, a great way to honor someone is to support a cause they loved. And it can be a new tradition of sorts. If it's for the Breast Cancer Foundation, maybe you want to join Save the Tatas and get a bunch of your friends together to have a team in honor or support of someone. Or for prostate cancer in Movember to Remember. And that is more for the manly men, where they don't shave for an entire month to raise awareness. So again, we've gone over just a couple of ideas that you can do to honor your loved ones. There are so many more, but hopefully this will give you a start on something new, a new tradition of sorts for you to do going forward. And finally, at Delaware Hospice, we're here for you. If you have any questions or just need some resources, you can find us on the website at delawarehospice.org or give us a call. And we're in your community. We're more than just providing hospice care. We provide palliative care. So someone who has a serious illness, we can be that extra level of support for the patient and also the family caregivers. Um, we also have a program called Transitions. With Delaware Transitions, it's a non-medical program where someone with a serious illness may just needs a little bit extra support, and we can connect you to resources in the community. We also have a wonderful team of bereavement counselors who specialize in adult bereavement as well as for children with our New Hope program. So again, these are just some of the programs that we do offer. And a lot of this would not be possible without our corporate sponsors who are noted here, as well as our very generous volunteers and donors in the community. Well, I would just like to say in closing, thank you for joining us. And we hope that you and your loved ones have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a blessed holiday season. Please be safe, social distance, wash your hands, and wear your mask. Together, we will come out of this stronger. Take care, everyone, and happy holidays.